Hello everybody, and I want to bring you a little bit on Metro Last Light. Truth be told, this is a little bit older gameplay, but they have improved much of the previous, from the Metro 2033. They've improved a lot upon it. They've increased the graphics and cleaned up the AI problems that they had in the previous edition, and I'm seriously glad that this is being made into they're making a sequel. They're also using the author, who was the author of Metro 2033, whose name is eluding me at this time. This is not off of any one of his books, but just a narrative sequel following Artyom from the first book and the first game, and following his decisions that were made in the previous one. And in the previous one, you had possibility for two different endings. And they're not saying that there's going to be any form of crossover from the previous edition, which is a good idea because it was a small name title, but it's more or less letting you, if you play the previous one, you can really see the choices, and they're probably going to choose the good ending. And even if they don't, I don't care. It was a fun game to begin with. And they have said that this game is coming out early 2013. I was trying to think of it for a second. Early 2013, and that they are going to be having returning characters, and returning weapons, and returning enemies. All the enemies that were in the previous edition are returning with graphical tweaks and improvements. They are also bringing back some of the characters that had survived in the previous one. Also, they are also revamping many of the problems they had graphically, stuttering, and they're also giving you some new indications with your what new weapons, which we'll see a minigun and whatnot. They have also have introduced using a little more. The first game was mainly on stealth, and they're introducing the idea of I can't stop saying this time, but using your a little lighter to clear up cobwebs, because you have these new, and you also have new enemies to deal with. These little spider things that will get gunk on you. And they've also had a huge, massive embargo, where they refused to show the new footage they had at E3 this year. I don't understand why they did that, because the game is really, really good, and honestly, any type of information video would be perfect to put out, because it is a great game. This is one of the returning weapon. They also have a better close combat melee system, because beforehand you could throw knives, but they also are doing quick kills from behind, which I don't believe was there in the previous one. You could kill them quickly with a knife, but it didn't have the same impact. And they're also bringing back the pump action weapons that use air. They are also constantly focusing on the fact that you have to be in the darkness to sneak your way through. You can engage people, but the game is best designed to be kind of stealthy and kind of sneaking your way through. It's a wiser move to not just run and gun like Call of Duty. This is a Ukrainian style. A Ukrainian style of stealth and horror mixture. Sorry about that. I need to be taking some sips of water and such. They are also bringing back the major antagonists of the Metro subsidies, and they're the Reich and the Communist Party. They've said that there are going to be like three or four main enemy units that are going to be there: the Communists, the Reich, and a one that's focusing on a capitalist society. A lot of your weapons. They are also bringing back the idea of having a hard time this time. Sorry, guys. They're also bringing back the idea that you're going to have weapons-grade ammunition that you can either use for your guns, or you can use them as money trading. And that is a very good idea. Honestly, in the previous one, it was a little too easy to use. Not need to worry about using your ammunition, buying some really sweet stuff. Also, you got a minigun brought into this edition of the game. you can really rip into people, and I really wish they need to show the actual footage that was at the newest E3, but they're on a massive embargo, which I don't understand why, because it'd be perfect to constantly have this in the public's view, because it was one of the best. I would say this would be comparable to best game of E3. Problem is they won't let a lot of people see it because for whatever reason. They are also having, as you can see here, minor destructible environments, not like Call of Duty, not like Battlefield, but letting things kind of get torn apart that seem to be making sense when you have a high enough velocity rounds. They also, I believe, they're also bringing back grenades, and I don't remember that many grenades being in the previous one. They've also, honestly, they said that they're adding tons of new weapons, well, tons, they're probably just adding a handful of ones, focusing on the handmade ones that they had. They had the little hand shotgun. They also had previous one upgrades, so your shotgun can be modified, and I hope they bring that back. There are no hints on that, mainly because they've been demanding an embargo on anyone with anything, and I'm disappointed on that because, as I said before, this is a game that you need to get as much information out to, and it's not going to compete against the big guys. But the good thing is it's coming out next year early, and this is, you can see they're in the Reich station. I hate this long time, but the problem is they're doing a massive media blackout, so I can only talk about certain things, and it's kind of hard to remember what you can talk about, what you can't talk about, and the only things that they can guarantee are little things like returning characters, Khan, and they did talk about one other faction, the Rangers, that were kind of a quasi-neutral party that is trying to create peace, kind of like a not a diplomat, but their job was pretty much to help every Reich try to stop the the monsters that have evolved outside of the metro system. And honestly, they are just disappointed that many humans are still many people are still fighting, going to kill people, still killing their own people, and not band together in this time of need, since pretty much everyone destroyed themselves in a nuclear apocalypse. And this is actually reminiscent of one of the stages on the previous Metro, which was it was a very cool action scene, and it really forced you to think outside the box. And they said that they are focused on storytelling, and I do seriously believe they are focused on storytelling. They also, I'm trying to think. I was kind of concerned because it seems more of Call of Duty-esque, but the game is not meant to be played like Call of Duty. You will have your ass handed to you because you're supposed to be hiding and ambushing people, not going guns a-blazing, because it's not the best things. But they said that they want to go for a little bit of cinematic stuff, so you're not entirely bored. Okay, always sneaking through shells. That you need you need the high action points, you need the low action points to kind of balance the game out, so you feel, oh, this is fun. I'm not like, oh, okay, I always have to sneak around. It doesn't make you. It relieves the tension by giving you sometimes action. They also stated they were going to also have a bolt-action sniper rifle. I've seen a little bit of it. It is a powerful monster. It will rip through the enemy monsters that they have there. They did say all the previous monsters are coming back with a few more, and I'm honestly, I cannot think of what other ones that I can say. They showed off the flamethrower, but there's nothing that they can say confirming it, sadly enough, and sometimes that they refuse to confirm it because they do not, for whatever reason, they have that, as I said before, a media blackout. They also have the assault rifle. They also have a semi-automatic rifle, which you saw right here. And also, I believe that these sights and stuff like that are upgrades you pay with the real-life bullets. There's really nothing I can honestly say. This one also looks like it has a grenade launcher attached to it. And I don't know what I can say. I'm very sorry, guys, that this is kind of a generic info stuff. And it's only because I have to be careful what to say, because they will demand it to be taken down, because they do not want a lot of things pushed out. They also there's going to be focusing on the outside world more, and it's not going to be like it was beforehand, where it was all gray. There's going to be color added to it. They were saying that that there's a spring element when you go outside, so it's not all dreary and dull. They want to add a different color palette, which I'm kind of excited that they're doing that. This seems to be the sniper rifle they're using. This is not the sniper rifle that they're going to use in the game. That footage I can't use because this thing will be ripped down. I just want to make sure I can get this information out. This is the footage, and it may seem a lot Call of Duty-esque. They did say that they rebalanced the AI for the humans, so that they didn't give you the same problems that they did beforehand. Whether that's true or not, that remains to be seen. But I'm willing to believe it, because that was the only problem with the previous game. Because the AI was retarded in the first one, but it was still fun. It was atmospheric. You really felt like you were living this world. This world was alive. And I hope to see more of this. I hope they lift the ban, because honestly, it's one of those games that you have to see to believe. This is not a game that you can just go sitting down and relax. Oh, okay, I kind of get it. This is one of these huge story element games that to really get it, you have to sit down and watch it and see everything that a little trailer shown is not going to convey how great this game is. You really have to let people see the gameplay and such like that. As you can see now, there's this little action segment, but a lot of the gameplay is going to be kind of a stealthy sneaking around, because you won't be given this much cover beforehand. You'll give it little problems, try to solve it the best way you can. And you are frail. They also have a health system that it's not exactly rechargeable, because if you take enough damage, you can take one of the Syrettes and inject a whatever to give you health. They got actually 2 shotguns in the game, this small handheld one and the double barrel one, which I'm glad they're doing that. They also have a pistol and a revolver, I believe, but I don't know if that's really in there or if that was just pre-alpha stuff. I hope you enjoy this. If I can get you any more information, I will. I'm sorry about that I can only show you old stuff and talk about some of the new stuff. And it's just because they have an embargo, and if you break it, your proverbial nuts are in there in a Ziploc bag. I like to say thank you, guys. Thank you for listening. Please tell me which else you want to hear or anything else. I have tons of stuff, but I don't know what I can say and what I can do and what I can bring you. I like to have a little help you guys, because this channel is as much as it is for me as for those who listen to it. Thank you, and good night.